Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day. This lesson, I will go through 2024 HSC paper with you. Of course, there's the PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. What is the shortest path from T to H? So we just have to work out by inspections. So H, so from T to H, so we can go Ty and H. That will give us 30 plus 38. So that means Tyh will give us 68. And then if we go from T to Y and then to W to H, let me just write this down. So Tyh, WH, so that will give us 30 plus 20 is 50 plus 15 is 55, is 65, so 65. And then we can go this way as well. So we can go T to J to this, and then to this path and so on. But by looking at it, okay, the shortest path is 65. Okay, that is TYWH. So that will give us this minimum value. So therefore, the answer is TYWH. There you go. Part B. A truck driver needs to travel from Y to G, but note that the road from C to G is closed. So that means from C to G, so no longer exists. What is the length of the shortest path the truck driver can take from Y to G after the road closes? So that means we need to go from Y to G, Y to G. So without the road CG. So we need to find the shortest path as well. So we can go YW and can go W with C, C to M, E to G. Let's work it out. So that will give us 15 plus 25 is 30, 40. 40 plus 50, so it's 90. Okay, this path is 90. Where else can we go? So we can go this path here as well. This path, and this path. So that will give me, let me just write this down. So that is 15 plus 20. So that is 35. So plus another 25. So 50, 60, so 89. So that means 89. And so therefore this is not the case. So let's just highlight this. So we go this path so far. So any otherwise, so we can go this way, but more than 89, but more than 89. So by look at it, so the answer is, should be TWHMG. So let me write this down. So the answer is YWH M and G. And the length is, so we just add them up. Okay, got to show working out. So let me just write this underneath. So 15 plus 20. So 15 plus 20. And then we add 29, 25. Add 29, add 25. That will give us, so which means these add together 30, give me 40. Add these together, give me 60 and 89 altogether. So we need to answer. The shortest path is 89 kilometers. There you go. Question 17. we need to calculate the cost of using a 650 watts air conditioner for 6 hours. And we know that the cost is 30.13 cents per kilowatt hour. So we just need to work out the kilowatt hour first. So by 650, we times 6. So let me just write this down. So 650, we times 6. That is equal to, so just go 650 times 6. 3,900. So 3,900 watts hours. So there you go. Then we need to convert to kilowatt hours because 30.13 cents per kilowatt hour. So if I divide by 1,000, so that is equal to 3.9 kilowatts hours. So to work out the cost, so we just write cost is $0.3013 we times 3.9. That is equal to, so I just go 3.9 times 0.3013. $1.18, correct to 2 decimal place. So $1.18. There you go. We need to draw a minimum spanning tree for this network. So we can start from any vertex, okay? So let's start from vertex E. So from E, we can either go to A or F. But then we have to pick the smallest unit. So that is in here. So we go E to A because that is 2. Now from E and A, we can go to B or F. But we need to go to B because 4 units is smaller than 6. So we go here. Then from B or E, we can go to F or C. So therefore, we go to F because 1 unit. So that's the smallest one. And from F or B, we can go to C. So therefore, we can either from B to C or we can go from F to C. Either one of them, okay? Because they both have the unit of 2. So keep that in mind. And then we can pick from F to G. That's the next smallest. And then from G to H, because that's the smallest one as well. Then from H, we can go to I. That's the next smallest value. And then from H, we can go to J because 4 is the smallest value so far. And then from J, the next smallest value is 4. So that's it. That is the minimum spanning tree. So let me just trace this underneath here. So let me just draw it out. So that is E to A. Let me write the unit down. And from A to B, that is 4. And from B to F, which is 1. And then from F to C, which is 2. And F to G, which is 3. And then from G to H, which is 1. And then from H to I, that is 3. And then to J. So from H to J, that is 4. And from D to J or J to D is 4. So that's it. This is the minimum spanning tree. And for the weight is we add them up. So that is, so we just go 2, add 4, add 1, add 2, add 3, add 1, add 3, add 4, and add 4. So that will give me, so just add them up. So this give me 6, add this, give me 10. So these two give me 6, add another 4, 10. So 20, 22, 23, 24. So the answer is 24. There you go. Now question B. Is it possible to find another spanning tree with the same weight? So yes, remember that. So we can either go H to C or F to C because they have the same weighting. So therefore we say yes. So yes, because BC and FC. There you go. Question 19. So we need to find the equations for this least square regression line. So to work this out, remember the rule is y is mx plus c. Okay, we just need to find the m, that is the gradient, and c is the y-intercept. So we can see y-intercept is here. It go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, go up by 1. So that is 6. So that means c is 6. Let me just write this down here first, okay? So c is 6. The gradient is, let me just write this down. The gradient is rise over run. And because the line is gone like this, so we have positive gradient. So now we just look at it, okay? So the best way to do is I can just pick this point here, going down, and this line here. There you go, okay? Easiest. So this one here is 6, and this one here is 20. From 6 to 20 is 14. Otherwise, you just go 20 minus 6. And we know that the horizontal run is 10 units. So that means 14 over 10. 14 over 10. And normally we write gradient in improper fractions. But because this is practical situations, we just write decimal. So 1.4. So therefore, the rule is this. Y equal mx plus c, mx plus c. So which is equal to m is 1.4, x, c is 6. So there you go. Part B. Another student whose marks are not on the graph score 5 for assignment and 12 on the test. Did this student do better or worse on the test that the regression line predicts? So let's have a look. 5 for assignment and 12 for the test. So if we look at this, so 5 and 12 will be here. So that's the student marks. So therefore, for the predictions, so it's above the actual marks. See, the predictions it should be here. So it should be 13 instead of 12. So this means that it was. Okay, so let me just write it down. So therefore, was because so there you go. Question 20. So we know that the table is the annuity of a dollar. So we know that the interest rate in this case here is 5% per annum and N is 8. So what we do, we just look at 5%. We're going down for 8. So that is the annuity of a dollar. So calculate the future value. Okay, so that is the future value. Let me just write this down. So annuity of a dollar is equal to $10 and 0.266 cents. And now the annuity for Ken is $200. So that is, so from here to here, which is times 200. So this must time by 200. So just go 200 times 10.0266. So there you go. $2,000 $2,005.32. So $2,005.32. So therefore, Ken's investments is this. I just write therefore 2005.32. So there you go. Part B. So we know that Shay needs $45,000 in 3 years' time. And then we know that the interest rate is 4% per annum and compounded 6 monthly. So in another word, 1 year is compound twice. So R, let me write it down here. R is 4%. We divide by 2, so that is 2%. And for 3 years, compound 6 monthly. So that means N is 3 times 2. That gives me 6. So 2%, N is 6. So by looking at this, we have 2% and N is 6. It is 1 here. $6.43. So annuity of $1 is 6.4343. And Shay need 4,500 in 3 years' time. So that means the future value is this 4500. So from here to here, we just need to work out the scale factor. So I just go 4500 we divided by 6.4343. So 699.37 and so on. So 699.38. And from here to here, we times the same number. So that will give me 699.38. So that is $699.38. But the annuity is correct to $10. So therefore, the annuity is, I just write this down. Therefore, round up to $10. So that give me 700. So there you go. The minimum amount that Shay need to pay every 6 months is $700. So keep that in mind. Question 21. First of all, we know that William owed $5,590 and his monthly repayment is this. And the interest rate is 24% per annum but compounded monthly. So keep that in mind. And that means Williams pay interest every month. Okay, keep that in mind. So now what we have to do is we need to complete this table here. Okay, spreadsheets if you like. So first of all, the amount that William owe each month is the principal. We add the interest and then we minus the amount of repayment. So let me just quickly put on a calculator. So I just go 5590. We add the interest 111.8 and then we minus 110. So there you go. $5,591.80. So let me write this down. So 5591.80. Okay, that is the amount. So therefore the principal here is 5591.80 and the interest is, we just need to work this out. Okay, so the interest is, I can just quickly write here, interest is 5,591.80. we times 12% per annum, but for 1 month, so 12 divided by 12 give me 1. And the interest is 24% per annum. So for 1 year, that is 12 months. So 24 divided by 12, it give me 2. So 2%. 2 over 100, that's per month. That's the interest, okay? And we times by 1 because it's 1 month. So let me just put on a calculator. Answer times 2 divided by 100. That will do. So 111.84. Correct to 2 decimal place. 111.84. And then to work out the balance, so we just go I just go 5591.8. We add the interest, so that is the answer. We just did that a minute ago. Then we minus 110. There you go. So that is $5,593.64. So 5593.64. Let me clear this. So there you go. Part B. Explain why the loan will never be repaid if William continue to make repayments of $110 per month. So obviously the monthly repayment is this much, but then the interest is this much. So the interest is greater than the repayment. So therefore he will never able to pay it off. Okay. So let me write this down. So the loan there you go. Question 22. We need to use the graph to complete the table below. So first of all, okay, we have populations W and population K. So we know that for W, so this is W. So because it's growth, so keep that in mind. And we know that when T is 0, that is when this year starts, okay? So we can have a look. A is 34 when X is 0 initially. So that means here. Let's have a look. So it go up by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Go up by 10. This is hard to read. The answer is 34. So it completed for us. We just need to complete populations K. So B is here. Okay, B is when X is 0. So that is here. So we go up by 250, 60, 70, 80. So 280. It go up by 10. So that is for B. So 280. Now, we need to work out the percentage yearly change for both populations. And if you think about it, for population W, it is in a model of compound interest. Remember, compound interest is like this. Let me write this here. Future value equal present value 1 plus R power of n. Okay, so this is for W, Y is A times 1.005. It's just like 1 plus 0.055 power of x. See? And 0.055 is 5 over 100, right? So it's like this. So A, 1 plus 5.5 over 100, if you wish, power of x. So this is the percent. So that means 5.5%. Let me write this down before I forget. So for populations W, the rate is 5.5%. It's growing, okay? Now for K, if you look at this, K is less than 1. So this means that in the model of like depreciations, correct? Declining method, if you wish, like this. V naught 1 minus R power of n is same this model. So this means is equal to B times 1 minus, so 1 minus 0.005 0.03 will give me 0.97. So that means 0.03, like that. So that means this power of x, so that is like this, becomes b times 1 minus, so that means 3% power of x. So that means it gone down 3% each year. So that is negative 3%. So that's what that meant. Okay. So now we need to predict the populations for W when X is 50. And we know that W is this model here. And we know A is 34. Let me write this down. So that is for populations W. So 34, 1.055 power of x. But this case, x is 50. So we just write 50 here. And that should give me, so just put in a calculator, 34 brackets 1.055 close bracket power 50. So there you go. 494.42 and so on. So of course, population, we need to correct the whole number. So 494. So the answer is 494. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.